Hi guys, Spartan765. As you guys will all have probably noticed, you guys have been sending me personal messages for a while. Haven't been responding. I've been busy. Haven't had time really to respond to many, but I just responded to all of them. Had about 200 and something on there. Now I'm not so busy anymore, so I'll be responding to them much more quickly. Today I'm going to do a bunch of vids on requests that I got from a bunch of people, and the first one I'm going to do now is what to look for when buying a mosin nagant, be it a mosin nagant M38, mosin nagant M44, 9130, etc., etc. Those are the three types of rifles, mosin nagants, that I own. My next upcoming videos are also going to be the non-mosin nagant related ones will be Lee Enfield number 4 Mark 1 disassembly reassembly, what to look for when buying a Lee Enfield number 4 Mark 1, and just some random Lee Enfield number 4 Mark 1 videos like bolt assemblies, any videos you guys asked me to make. So to do the what to look for when buying a mosin, I'm obviously going to go with the newest mosin I bought that a couple days ago, this one a couple days ago, or actually about 4 days ago. Now the first thing you're going to want to look at when they give you the gun is you're going to want to make sure that all the serial numbers match, like your barrel shank number matches, your bolt number matches. Those are the two main ones. Okay. Now if you're like me, you want to have a gun where all the serial and arsenal markings match. Being mosin nagants, you know, they're not exactly known for having all matching serials or arsenal stampings. You're not going to find, really, I've never actually seen one that has every single arsenal stamping the same from the same period of time. The arsenal stampings may be the same, but there'll be different stamp sizes indicating that it was a different time. As far as I can tell on this mosin right here, every single serial number matches. All the serial numbers are electro-penciled, like the one in the butt plate, one in the bolt, and what's the other one in the drop plate right here. All arsenal stampings match. The only arsenal stamping that does not match is this one barrel band right here. It's a Tula arsenal stamp. Other than that, all the other arsenal stamps seem to be around the same period, meaning that this gun is pretty much almost all original from the factory. One thing that is not original on the gun, believe it or not, is the stock. Now there is one easy way to tell that this is not the original stock the gun was made for. And you'll see this a lot when you buy M38s. There were other M38s there that had actual M38 stocks on it. This is an M44 stock. Now the reason the Russians did this is because at the end of World War II there were a lot more surplus M44 parts than there were M38 parts. And when they needed a new stock for an M38, they just took an M44 stock, because the stocks are identical in every means and aspect except for the M44 stock has a little groove right here on the side for bayonet. Now this gun was obviously used during World War II. There are easy ways to tell that. Number one, the barrel is slightly frosted and counterbored. The rifle, okay, now I'm going to go over what to look for when you get a new gun with a barrel. As far as mosins go, a barrel that's slightly frosted or a little dark isn't going to affect the accuracy too much. This mosin here gets about 10 centimeter groups at 100 meters. I took it down to the range a couple days ago. It gets 10 centimeters at 100 meters. That's pretty good, but I'm going to make it better. It has a really grainy trigger pull on it yet. Hope to get it down to like at least 6. But the crown on that's where the end of the rifling is perfect. It's a flawless crown. Obviously it's been counterbored, so it would be. Hasn't been shot since it's been counterbored, I'm assuming. But if your gun isn't counterbored, I grab one of my mosins that isn't counterbored. Okay. If your gun isn't counterbored, what you're going to want to do is look around the crown and make sure that's this part of the barrel that is nice and sharp, that the rifling is nice and sharp at the end and not mushroomed or rounded off. If it is, you're going to have a very inaccurate rifle. even if the barrel is shiny. The crown is crucial for accuracy. Now, like I said, a barrel being a little frosted, a little dark on a mosin isn't going to hurt it any bit. You know, the accuracy, it's still going to retain, you know, 90 to 95% of its accuracy if it's frosted or a little dark. Now, that changes if the barrel's pitted, like, you know, moderate to heavy pitting in the barrel. That will affect the accuracy, and it won't shoot as, you know, you'll lose about 50% of the accuracy if the barrel's heavily pitted. You know, moderately to heavily pitted. And if your rifling's worn down, you'll lose about 80% of your accuracy, 70 to 80%. But the rifling in this is very sharp and prominent. Like I said, the barrel's just a little frosted. Other than that, it's nice. Has a good crown on it. You also want to check and make sure that both of your rear sights and your front sight is not canted to the right or the left. Now, you think canted front sight, these are not actually milled on here. This is actually a removable piece you could pull off. It's pinned in. Now, during shipping or something, it could have gotten smashed or something. It could have gotten forced over to the right or the left. Same with this here. This is just pinned on here as well via a pin right here. You're going to want to make sure these are both not canted and that they line up. And if they do, that's a good way to buy it. Then buy it. This rifle here, I did have to adjust the sight a little bit. I had to move the front sight post to the right about, I want to say, good 3/4 of a millimeter. You know, that being just probably because this isn't the original stock and it was zeroed with the original stock on. But yep, that's some of the main things to look for in buying. Oh, another thing is make sure the stock isn't cracked on it. You don't even want to buy a gun with a cracked stock unless you're good at gunsmithing and you know how to repair a cracked stock. See, I have a mosin with a cracked stock, but I repaired it and it shoots perfectly. That's my M44. That one shoots pretty good. I accidentally cracked that stock though, so that one's all good. You know, if you got a laminated stock, I'm going to tell you places it's normal for it to be cracked. In between here, that's what there's this little cross bolt right here. What this does is that keeps the lamination together right at a heavy recoil point, like at a point where there's a lot of stress on the gun during recoil. The majority of the stress is taken in here by this cross bolt, but there is still some stress that's absorbed from where the screws are going down in. So they got this cross bolt here. Now with the laminated stock, in between here you're going to see wood there and wood there in between where the trigger is. If that's cracked, that's normal, 100% normal. Doesn't affect the strength or anything at all because there's a cross bolt right here to keep it from cracking in the back where the strength is needed. Other than that, the key things are you want to make sure that your serial numbers match. If you're buying a mosin just to buy a mosin to shoot, you know, I suppose technically you can buy whatever you want. But I mean, I buy for collector's purposes as well, and like to have my serial numbers match, and like to have a decent bore on it, something that's very shootable and will hit where it's shooting at, get decent groupings. You guys got any comments or questions on this video, feel free to send me a message and I'll let you know whatever you need to know. Just for the record, I don't really usually reply to comments, so if you got an actual question, send me a personal message. I usually can reply to that within 2 days at the most. Spartan765 out.